Thank you. I have always wished for such an opportunity, which is to present my thoughts to a wonderful graduating senior class. And now, I proudly stand before the golden graduating senior class of 2023. Your dedication to learning has paid many dividends, and as your wonderful life unfolds, you will garner many earned dividends. I am ever so grateful to the superintendent, to the principal, members of the school board, and parental organizations. I am heavily indebted to you. However, I'm going to extend a caveat, and that is, I stand a little chance of satisfying this gratitude debt in its entirety. I would like to pay off this debt, and I could ask you to let me place this gratitude debt on some type of installment, but I would be disingenuous because it's not going to be fruitful. Now, some of you out there know I cannot pay off this debt, and others do not, so I'm going to give you a clue. I am an octogenarian. My seniors, the road which you travel, came with good times and challenging times and boring classes. After school, you would dash to the mall to chat with classmates and to openly brag that you cheated on every one of your tests. And you received many notes, some very entertaining and some notes you wish you'd never received, such as, "I'm sorry to tell you, but I'm breaking up with you. I do not love you anymore." Now, hearing those hurtful, those awful, devastating words were the equivalent of you hearing, "Please hand over your phone. Didn't I say that if you did not improve your grades, I was going to take your phone?" As a former educator, boy, I heard so many pretexts, but I'm going to give you just one in particular. "Mr. Castile, I cannot do my class assignments. My heart has been broken into a trillion pieces. I feel so bad that I am unable to text my friends. And you know what else? My pain is worse when I attempt to do your homework. Now, teach, can you understand where I'm coming from?" I did, and I was very sympathetic. "I'm so sorry about your precious heart being broken. Now, I will do what I can to help you to put your beautiful heart back together. Please, look in my desk drawer. I'm talking about the middle one. And there I keep a tube of super glue for just such an occasion. Remove the glue, and I want you to carefully glue your beautiful heart back together. You're going to mend very quickly, and you'll feel better, and you'll be able to do all your class assignments, your homework, but most importantly, you'll be able to text your wonderful friends." I enjoyed my tenure in the classroom. My young scholars taught me so much. I remember one thing they taught me even today, and that is to always keep some type of pain medication, such as Tylenol, Advil, etc. And it's a good thing I listened to them. In doing so, I was able to mitigate my migraines. Oh, I got migraines every day. You see, my scholars really thought so much of me, and I'm so grateful to have had them in my class. And that's true in case you don't believe it. Now, today's subject, do not fear superhighways. Now, how often have you heard, "You young people, keep your nose clean, because someday you will be the future of society's heartbeat"? Well, I firmly disagree, and here's why. You are the future of our society here and now, not someday. You see, your thoughts about what is right or what is wrong will be our world of tomorrow. Now, if you nurture hatred, jealousy, indifference, and other sinful acts at your young age, unconsciously, you will nurture your negative beliefs. And when you're fully grown, well, you just might give life to these immoralities rather than extend your morality to others. Now, please do not be so quick to believe that life owes you something special due to your race, due to your gender, due to your religious values, and many more. You and 8 billion people are due something from life. I concur with that. But life owes you only respect and fairness. You must earn the rest of your precious gifts. Find something to be angry about. It is your moral right to be angry. However, avoid being cross with people for the wrong reason, in the wrong manner, and at the wrong time. It would be fruitful if you were to direct your anger to those who exercise their immoralities upon others. Please be upset that there are so many who are living without the necessities for survival. Speak out, and you will be labeled a hero of righteousness. You know, to be successful in our journey, we must rely on two different thoughts: knowledge, imagination. Our knowledge is learned, but will always be limited. No matter our education or economical status, it's going to be restricted. On the other hand, our imagination has no boundaries and will always be unlimited. So never abandon your vivid imagination. It's going to take you to heights that you didn't even know possible. Now, like all of us, there will be times when you will believe that you have reason to wallow in self-pity, to exercise self-flagellation, self-loathing, and other negative connotations. Because you say, my life is in a mess. Oh, I got so many overwhelming challenges. I don't see an end to them. But you know, if I lament my issues over and over to my best friends, well, they'll understand where I'm coming from. You see, they will feel my pain. And thus, if they feel my pain, they're going to sympathize with me, and that'll be just great with me. I'll feel better. Please, do not bet your bottom dollar. Here's why. Your friends have their issues. They have problems. They just don't broadcast them. And they're working through them. And they're exercising self-discipline, which means that they're going to give faith, F-A-T, a fighting chance. And they expect the same of you. Now, if you continually to hash your issues over and over to your friends, and they're going to sympathize with me, no, here's what's going to happen. Pretty soon, they will block your communications as fast as the teacher can say, I'm sick and tired of you disturbing my class. I want you to leave my class and go to the office right now. Now, I'm going to ask you to please keep this statement between you, me, and the podium. I would say, scholars, please read something in print every day. Maybe read a newspaper, read books, just read something. You see, if you enjoy reading, you will increase your intelligence and your knowledge will be expanded, all by reading. So I'm pleading with you, please read something, scholars. Would you like to know their collective thought, what they responded with me? Okay, I'll give it to you. I'm going to quote Mr. Castile. Are you kidding us about reading? Or maybe this is just one of your lame jokes. Sir, with all due respect, we heard that if a person reads too much, such a person will develop some type of infection in the brain, and later scar tissue will form. You see, our brain can only deal with so much knowledge and will just shut down. Now, you should know this much, Mr. Castile. Oh, yes, we'll have to read when it's mandatory, but we're not going to do any reading for pleasure. No way, sir. But we thank you, unquote. Beautiful scholars, oh, I miss them. And that's the fact. Do not wait for your golden opportunity to come calling. If so, you might develop sores on your behind, arthritis in your spine. Please get up and get going. That is, if you to find that opportunity that you need that's going to bring you prosperity and happiness as you go through your golden life. But let's say you go to a place looking for your opportunity. You want a chance. You deserve it. You're qualified for it. But no one will open the door. Well, what are you going to do? Well, it's no shame in going to another place. Maybe they'll let you in, or if not, go to another one. However, if no one is willing to give you a chance, to give you your opportunity, well, here's what you do. You find a way to make your opportunity be a reality. Be cautious of those who tell you that you're doomed to failure due to the environment which you were born into, or the environment that you're living in now. Know this, there will always be things wanted and things needed. Now, take time to seek wisdom and understanding from others. There's an African proverb which states this much about gaining wisdom and understanding and respect for others, and it's my favorite. Now, we are given this lesson. A loving father wants his young son to know valuable wisdom of the world and to have respect for others. And to do so, they must travel to other nearby small villages. So after they harvest the crops of yam and corn, the two of them and their camel bravely set out to search for this valuable wisdom of the world. Now, when the father and son and their camel arrive at the first village seeking the correct wisdom, people point fingers. Their faces have looks of askance. And the father and son here. How can two people be so inhumane to a camel? That camel looks as if it has little life left. Those two people should dismount. Walking is good for you, and let that tired-looking camel rest. Well, the father has no issues with this wisdom, good wisdom. So the father, son, and their camel travel to another small village in search of the correct wisdom. Villagers mock them, fall out laughing at them. And they hear, just look at those two silly people, so proudly walking alongside their camel as if their camel were a person. A strong camel is made for riding. Don't they realize this? And someone else said, well, wait a minute now. That camel could have some physical issues and cannot support two people. And someone else said, well, okay, but that camel looks as if it can support one person. And the one person who should ride so comfortably on the camel should be the father. The father's the eldest. And that young boy should walk. And as this father trains his young son to be a long-distance walker, well, he'll be a great runner. And then one day, he will be an excellent hunter. Now listen, the father reluctantly agrees to this wisdom. Again, the trio visit another village in search of the correct wisdom. People look at them with discontent. And they hear, for heaven's sakes, we cannot believe what we're witnessing here. A father who demands that his young son walk while he so comfortably rides a camel. This is not right. The father seems not to have any morals. You see, the father has stronger legs. It should be the father who should walk, and that boy should ride so comfortably on that camel. Who does something like this? And just look at that boy. That boy looks as if a hungry lion has chased him. Now, the father and son traveled to many villages in search of the correct wisdom, and people gladly offer their thoughts about what is the correct wisdom. Now, the takeaway of this proverb, it can be difficult to obtain a consensus on what is the correct wisdom. You see, people will look different, speak differently, and think differently. You see, their ethics are correlated with the society in which they live, and their thoughts should not be dismissed without due examination. Every person you meet will be your teacher and your student. It is a given fact that you will always see people who differ from you, people of different races, different cultures, different values, yet they share some of the same values: to be respected and to have a productive life. You should feel blessed that life offers us so many wonderful people, and you in no way should exercise abomination to them or to treat them indifferent. If so, I think you don't realize what you're doing. Unconsciously, here's what you're doing. God, I vehemently rebuke you. I rebuff you. I decry you for your creation. Now, life offers us a banquet table of assorted fruit, free and open to the public. Go there night or day. There's a delicious fruit for everything a person needs to have a productive and fulfilling life. Now, let's say a person goes to the table of plenty and select the fruit of self-discipline. Well, later on, the person says, I don't need self-discipline. I have self-discipline. You know, I need the fruit of courage. I wonder, can I go back? Yes, you can return as many times as you would like. There's no penalty for returning. However, let me say this. Having all the fruit in the world means little if you do not know your sole mission in life. Why are you here? What can you do to bring a more productive and rewarding life? And it's going to be your only life. Life isn't meant for a person to always be happy and contented. Now, if this were the case, such a person would settle for what is before them, settle for less, rather than strive for a higher tier of happiness which will be within their reach. Please, keep a notebook filled with manners. You're going to need them. Enjoy social media. I don't have to tell you to do that. But please, do not forget to exercise daily acts of kindness, i.e., a few kind words to a stranger, assist an elderly person with their towels, and let someone in front of you at a checkout line. every act of compassion is appreciated. Do not attempt to live two lives, living someone else's life, say a parent life, and trying to live yours. You will live no life at all. Finally, and you've been waiting to hear that word, precious young people. Now, society humbly asks that each of you to take time to feel the pulse of your empathetic heart and to listen to your moral consciousness. And thus, you will realize that you can and must design a better humanity. It's going to be your humanity. A more compassionate community. It's going to be your community. You're going to have to live in that community. Can you exercise this request? Yes, I give you a clue. If you do not tarnish your golden heart. Now, I thank you for this heavenly pleasure. Oh, it's been an outstanding accomplishment for me.